Molly, you mentioned the Vegas Twitter account earlier. Do you have anything to add?
It was a child all along.
In a trench coat? In a shiny golden trench coat.
2 children in a shiny golden trench coat runs the Vegas account. Stop it.
It's like Vincent Adult Man
You're not
in
cool.
BoJack Horseman. That's
Yeah.
who's running the Twitter account.
Absolutely.
Listening to a hockey podcast where we talk about ice hockey and stuff. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This is a Hockey Podcast. It's been a hot minute, but we are back. I'm Jeremy, as ever, joined by Channelle and Molly. How are you two?
Yeah.
Hello. Very, very good. How's everyone else? Alive.
Everyone sounds so into it.
No longer in mourning. We're alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic.
I think Molly's coffee is just starting to
Molly,
work.
are you wearing black?
I'm no longer wearing black, but I am wearing grey. So take that how
All right,
you
we've
will.
got shades going throughout the week. We may as well go right into it. We obviously missed last week.
We
But
should.
Molly, how are you feeling?
You know that Enya song? That's like Only Time, right? That's how I'm feeling at the moment, like standing on the edge of the cliff with the wind blowing, like who can say da, 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 da. That one. That's how I'm feeling on the inside. So kind of that piece, but sad. Like listening to Leonard Cohen, kind of sad. Like it's an aesthetic sad rather than being like, I'm in mourning, don't speak to me or my son again kind of mourning.
Sad. All sad. Because I was almost mocking you before they went out for your lack of belief in Colorado to come back against the Knights. But they did not look themselves after that first game, didn't they?
It's with the Knights. I know against a tough team, if they fail once, they will fail consistently. Because the thing is they just made stupid mistakes and the Knights capitalise on the stupid mistakes. Also, the freaking ref calls. I'm not going to...
No, go off.
I'm just saying, we're not going to call against the Knights, are we? No, let's not call against the Knights. Let's not give penalties against the Knights. It's the same in this round against the Canadiens. Have you noticed? The refs are very biased towards the Knights.
Actually, I have noticed that.
Yeah, so... I'm not saying there's a conspiracy going on right now.
There definitely seems throughout the playoffs that
it's just refs.
One team in each series feels very aggrieved. I think it was a Boston coach getting a $25,000 fine, calling them out and stuff like that. It seems that refs just can't call one side or the other, or down the middle even. They have to call for one team or the other. Yeah.
It's a bias.
It's like they're getting paid per game or per series.
Per penalty.
Benefit one side. I mean, again, not... Yeah.
But yeah, it seems a bit dodgy, not going to lie. Definitely seen a lot of people on Twitter and everywhere just calling them out after every game, and it's getting a bit tiring with just how it's the inconsistency, isn't it, of the refs? And it's just like, decide what you call, because I was watching
the inconsistency.
Going all the way back to the first round, watching the Carolina-Nashville series. And I was just like, what on earth is going on? Why can't Carolina catch a break? And it was just, ever since that, it's been so obvious.
I feel like it's definitely exacerbated more with the Knights games because everyone's focusing on the Knights because they're being shitty. Just shitty. The people,
who would have guessed,
the players,
Knights being shitty,
the calls, it's just being shitty.
The PR account.
The actual Twitter, like I said, is run by a 12-year-old.
I can't. I have some opinions on that. We'll talk about that when we get around to the Knights.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's a new team called the Vegas Golden Refs, but it sounds like it.
You know, if this proves if this proves anything, it's just that we really genuinely know our teams inside and out, because I told you Leafs were going to lose, and I was confident, and I said RIP. And then Molly said it in the next podcast. You know what? I'm not confident in this team, and here are my reasons. And that's exactly how it played out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was making fun of Molly for. Now I feel
still
bad.
good teams. Still good teams. Don't make fun of me because this bitch knows her team, and I still love my team. And for those, okay, so I know Channelle, when she was saying about the Leafs, like the Leafs are dramatic fans. We've talked about the melodrama of the Leafs fans when they lose a game. They're like, yo, you need to change the whole roster. You need to change the coach. You need to change like the color of the jersey. it gets a bit dramatic. Abs fans, well, all the Abs fans that I follow, we're all kind of like, nothing needs to be changed. You guys did great. And I love that.
They tried their hardest, goddammit.
We're like the most chill team. And every time we lost a game, it's like, there's always next time. There's always next time. And now it's just like, there's always next season. And I'm just like, oh, my heart is full, guys. You guys are literally the Avs faithful for a reason, because the faith,
We love you,
they
Avs
keep the
fans.
faith. So, we love the
Yes.
Avs fans.
I would probably do better in that fan base because I have that kind of mentality. You know, we lost and I was like, oh, okay, next year.
Yeah, that Leafs fallout was
I love my Leafs. Whatever.
tremendous.
Oh.
And it's still going. And guys, the further the Canadians get, the worse it is. The worse it is to be online. I can't.
Should we talk about the Canadians at the moment?
Yeah, let's talk about that
Yeah,
matchup,
let's
shall we?
just jump into that. Mhm.
Yeah, because we're talking about the two teams we both want to spill tea on, but we don't have any tea
Go
because
off.
we're not insiders. But you know what I mean. We wanna have some drama. We want to rant.
I've got drama.
Mm.
I've got drama. Listen, Jeremy caught me in one of my tweets and I deleted them, but I'm sorry, guys, and I know you're all Leafs fans listening here, but I am rooting for the Canadians. Oh no! How dare you, disgusting, vile human being! You're not a real Leafs fan. You know, I don't give a shit. The Canadians.
You're Canadian.
I'm Canadian. You know, there's a lot of tweets going around too with like a lot of traction that are like, oh, I don't care if you're Canadian. Like, that's stupid. Who cares? Rivalry is supposed to be fun, not serious. We're not doing we're not in the middle of a war here. Calm down.
Get an actual
Yeah.
personality, please.
It's a fun rivalry. Yeah, thank Jeremy. Yes, there you go. That's how I feel. I can't. I'm beside myself most of the time when I'm scrolling on my my timeline. I have taken a hiatus on Twitter. I only post occasionally and mostly not about hockey because I can't handle, my sensitive heart can't handle all these people just bashing on people who are friends. Like, oh, you can't even say that good thing about the Habs. Like, how dare you? It's gross, and blocking people and swearing. And it's just, calm down. It's not that big of a deal, guys. It's hockey, please. Please.
It's a game. It's not like you're even playing it as well.
No, and if you're not even, if you're a hockey fan and not just a bandwagoner as you're calling other people out to be, then you'll know when you see good hockey. Carey Price is doing an amazing job. Okay, the team in front of him is not outstanding, but they're pushing clearly better than the Leafs because, hello, they're winning.
Yeah.
Right?
They're
So
not making stupid mistakes.
You can't take away what they've gained. You can't. They're playing the Knights right now,
And
and
that
they're
performance
winning.
against Winnipeg, like,
Yeah.
my word.
And the
Yeah.
Knights are having the refs in their favour, so the Canadians must be doing something good.
They have to be.
Because they've got everyone against them, and they've got Fleury. It's a Fleury-Price matchup.
I was going to
Oh.
bring this up.
Flirty,
Oh.
did you see? Did you see?
I saw his blunder.
Yes,
Shall we
Jeremy.
talk about
It was.
Jeremy, what do you think?
Looking forward to Steve Dangle's video, that's for sure.
Dang it.
But yeah, I was going to ask how
Oh my
used
God.
are you
Dave.
coping with Price and Fleury on the ice at the same time?
Right. I love it.
I do love it. I do love it if it was just goalie v goalie, but just the rest of the mess that's in the middle at the moment.
You're turned off to the series slightly.
I'm angry. I'm not angry. Annoyed? Yeah. Annoyed.
You know, the way I see it is, well, we all know here, blah, blah, blah. We should just get t-shirts that say, I'm a goalie girl.
That's probably going to be our first pieces of merch. Let's be
'Cause I am.
real about this.
I'm a goalie
Honestly,
girl.
please. Yeah, I love Fleury and I love Carey Price. So my thought process going into this series was, who do I love more? And is there any sort of factor that would make me lean hard into one over the other? And I guess it's just solely the fact that I grew up in a Canadian, in a Montreal Canadian household besides the Leafs. Like, it was the Leafs
Yeah.
and then the Canadians. So naturally people would think, oh, you will cheer against that team in that case. However, I'm a very sentimental person and I have fond memories of, Leafs and Canadian games with my family. So I'm rooting for the Canadians.
And
That's
what's
why.
your prediction?
Hurry up.
I
as well?
agree with this statement.
Yeah. Obviously
What's my
it's 'cause
prediction?
We need them.
I genuinely thought at the beginning that they'd get swept, okay? Because the whole conversation was, can any of these Canadian teams actually beat one of these American teams when they finally get to the conference finals? And I have to admit, I was not very confident given this, the season that just happened with the Canadiens. I didn't think they could do it. But I am happy that I am wrong, and it seems like they're doing well. Even if they do end up losing this series, I will still give them their props. The way I saw it was, if they got swept, or even if they just won one, I don't think I'd give them any props, and I say, "Yep, there you go. That's what I thought." But if they won more than that, then they fought.
And they won
fought
away
well,
and home
period.
now as well. So you can't say it was just home luck or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, there's no excuses at this point. And even Molly just said it. The refs seem to be in the Knights' favor, and the Canadiens are still winning. I don't know what I don't know. There you
you're
go.
not predicting. I can't update
They're
anything.
playing better.
I'm trying to
What?
I'm trying to get predictions. We've been predicting all the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Oh, the exact.
Yeah.
Do you want the exact prediction? Oh, I'm gonna say Montreal in
All right.
5.
I was
Just
about
kidding.
to say,
6 and 6 and
you got
6.
me before I wrote it down.
In 6. No. Montreal
This
in
is
6.
what live podcasting is all
If Carey
about.
Price, did you see his freaking save percentage?
He's
It's
been
insane.
balling
Like,
out
he's
in the playoffs.
crazy.
Insane.
He
It's-
had
Playoff Price. Playoff Price is here, and he's ready to kill a bitch.
just as I predicted, literally. 43 saves yesterday, guys.
Big
out of
boy
45.
turnout.
Get out of here. No one talk to me. So good. And I want this for
Ridiculous.
him. He deserves it. That's all I gotta say about that series.
Molly, I was going to
Anyone
ask
else
Molly
wanna add? I had a
how she
lot to
feels
say.
about
Put my hand
seeing
up.
Vegas in for semifinals.
I'm biased right now because I think Vegas should be looked into for fraud and cheating and just be disbanded as a team because they are trash. Shiny garbage because they've got those
Crying.
shiny helmets and those shiny pads. So why can they not be sparkling garbage? Yeah. Anywho, Montreal are playing better. That's all I'm gonna say. They're actually playing like a team instead of like the mess
I mean,
that they
I was
were
hope
against
so,
the Leafs.
getting this far into it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened with the Jets. To be fair, like,
Something went on there.
the Jets went from playing
wasn't
really
normal.
well to something happened, and I'm not
Can
sure
we-
what. And I wasn't engrossed in watching what went wrong because I thought the Jets were going to come through to the semis.
Wasn't sure.
But I'm glad Montreal, because I thought Montreal were going to end up 4th in the
Yeah.
league, and it was kind of right. And they definitely have picked it up in playoffs. I feel like this team is showing off that they're a playoff team
yeah, they're
rather than a
definitely two
regular
different teams
season
at this point.
team.
Yes, that's correct.
And they're just getting better and better and better right now. And so I really want to see them do it in 5.
You calling that?
Ooh.
I'm calling it Montreal in 5. I want them to win the next 2 games.
Also, before we ask Jeremy his prediction,
course.
because I'm gonna ask
I've
you,
been
Jeremy, you don't
looking
get out of this.
Ooh.
I have to point out one thing. How painful is it right now, Molly, just talking about the Canadian Golden Knights series, knowing that those were supposed
this
to
is
be
what I
our
wanted
spots?
to hear.
I'm in pain. It sucks.
No comment.
But it's even funnier because you have 2 different kinds of fans. Like, here I am saying, the Canadians, and here you are saying golden garbage, shiny garbage.
Like, I say garbage or tabernacle, why are they here?
Okay, we are closing off on that. That's how that's how Molly and I feel. Jeremy, please drop us some
I have
knowledge.
pure
What do you
hatred in
got?
my heart for these knights of a desert, and you know this.
Yes.
You know this.
I knew it.
I don't know what out of you two who put that poll up about who people are now supporting the playoffs now. Toronto's out, right?
Me.
The people who said
People
Knights.
saying Knights? I'm
My
sorry.
word, I
Yeah,
do
lots
not
of
understand why. I want to know. Actually, I posted that video of them nicking that Colorado fans' flag. What was going on there? I have no idea. That was disgusting. But I want to know if anyone's changed their minds after
Yeah,
that, because
I
that
hated
was not good. Not what we need in this league.
No,
Oh. So,
Jeremy, it's blind rage.
there's something I needed to add that I find funny, by the way. I retweeted some like Vegas hate tweets, by the way, and I've lost like 7 followers this week because of it.
You're a
I
grieving
was about
fan.
to
You're
say,
allowed to
if they're following you,
speak
knowing
your
you're a
truth.
Colorado fan, I don't know what they're
Like,
expecting.
I don't have any
No.
Knights fans following me, so it must be like Leafs fans who are like hating the Canadians.
Oh, it is. That's why I told you. That's why I'm on hiatus. It's Leaf fans that are absolutely insane. It's just a blind rage. That's all it
It's
is.
getting ugly. I
So,
don't like
Jeremy,
it.
that is your answer. Why are they choosing the Knights? I don't necessarily think they like the Knights.
Then
No,
choose
I
Tampa
don't.
Bay
I
or
think
New
it's just,
York.
you know, like
The
ABC.
Canadians.
Choose Tampa Bay or
What
New
did you
York in
say?
that case.
Nope, because New York Islanders hate they did us really dirty. The fans are trash, actually. So they did us dirty. We don't want them to win
Tampa
either.
Bay?
Tampa
Yeah.
Bay is a choice. It's a boring. It's a boring
It's
choice.
better than those golden
Tampa
helmets.
Bay's a choice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. You get to choose between the Knights, who have their sparkling presence, or you choose between the Islanders or Kucherov. That's
Well,
your choices.
Or just
That's
settle up
true.
and support the Canadian team. Anyway, my story time was interrupted.
Sorry. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
I had
Sorry,
the
sir.
unfortunate experience of writing down my predictions last week when we were meant to record a podcast. So I feel like I have to stick by them because I chose Golden Knights in 5 because I was going for the consensus. That's what should have happened, and I'm going to stick by it, knowing I'm not going to get the five games, but I've still got them to win the whole thing because I just don't. I want to believe in Montreal. I do. It'll be way more entertaining to see them in the finals, but I think they're going to pull through in the end. Vegas.
Okay, so
Very
we should
close
have
to
a new
votes
rule
towards
of
the cup.
thumb. Oh, he definitely does. But we should have a new thing. I think if the Canadians win and Jeremy is proven wrong, then next season we should make our predictions, and when we've said them, flip them on its head and settle with those. Pick the opposite of what we want to choose is what I'm trying to say.
Avalanche bottom, followed by the Leafs. Buffalo number 1.
We all know how we chose Buffalo at the beginning of the season.
Well, I mean, those predictions are fine. I'm talking playoff predictions. They are so wonky.
Hey,
no
my
one
round
ever
1
knows.
predictions are carrying me through this point.
Buffalo getting to semis.
Yeah, I'm out.
You did not get a single one right in the second round.
I was the biggest loser of us
I
three.
don't think there's any other people through, I'll be honest.
I'll beat you guys next year.
Cool. So we've discussed our hatred for Montreal and Vegas, or the team's hatred. I do not understand some of this stuff. Anyway, there is another semi-final going on, which I do not see nearly as much talked about. It is, as we were saying, Tampa Bay and New York. In the East, which I think is actually a bit more entertaining to watch on a day-to-day basis, but okay. So yeah, New York, Tampa Bay, who you guys got?
I'm going with Kucherov.
Sorry. I hate this series. I don't.
This series, I can't. It gives me no joy.
It gives me no joy, Molly.
So what I
nothing.
just said is the total opposite of what you two guys think. Great.
Yes. I think you might be right, though. Like, if you're trying to think of this objectively, then technically this should be a good matchup. However, there's already some connotations in place where I'm just like, the Lightning, for them to win again is so boring. And the Islanders, I don't like them.
You put them high up and you're like, yeah, Islanders are going to do great. And you were right about that. And I was like, well, I just don't like them. So I want them to fail. So
Again,
like New York. What's going on here?
No, just going back to the beginning where I was saying that all I had in mind was Trotz, and I still stand by that. Trotz is an excellent coach, and he's doing very well. Again, I don't hate the team. You know what? If the fans were out of the way, I might be inclined to do more research and try to understand the Islanders more, but I have this wall. I just do.
I really like
Same.
watching the Islanders games because their fans in the Coliseum, they make the games seem like more of a European football game, like with some of the chanting and everything. It's great fun to watch.
Yeah, until you
That's
see
why I
what they
don't
do
watch
behind
football.
closed doors.
I think the atmosphere there is great. I think the hockey is best on show at the moment. I just think it's
At the
best
moment,
series. So
yeah.
Triggers me only because I watched them try to injure one of our players with physical items in his face as he walked down his once home
I'm
aisle,
talking about
you
the
know?
series here.
I know. I
We
told
hold
you I'd be triggered.
grudges. We
I
hold
told you I'd be
grudges.
I
You
feel
see-
like
you
I've walked
see-
into something. I feel like I need to walk away from this whole situation.
No. Let's take an unbiased approach. Here they are. Yeah, say it.
I was gonna say the reason like we do not want to watch this team is like, yeah, we hold grudges, but it's not on the loathsome level of how much we hate the other series, which is why we're more engaged in the other series because we want to, spout our disdain. Whereas this is just kind of like, this is just the color blancmange, it's porridge. It's nothing spicy. It's just there.
It
I
sounds
liked
like you hate to watch either series at this point. And
Yeah.
that's sad.
Yeah, but I'd rather watch the Knights because I want to get angrier about it. I want to feel something, okay? I want to feel something. The Islanders give me nothing.
I cannot relate to anything that's being said right now.
No. You put that in my mouth. I don't hate watch the Canadiens and the Knights. I genuinely enjoy this series and I'm having fun. It's the Islanders and the Lightning that I just don't want to flip the channel to. But I'm not
Agree to
silly.
disagree.
I'm not silly, and I do understand that these two deserve to be where they are, these two teams, and they are entertaining, and they are very, very loaded and good,
Well, it's not fun to watch about Team Cockroach.
Not only that though, Jeremy, but hello, this is the second time they find themselves in this position. Will they have the same outcome as last season, or will the Islanders finally get their chance?
Well, what do you say to that yourself?
I say yes.
Just yes.
Just
Yes.
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 I say Islanders in 6.
Ooh, okay. I respect
And that's
it.
me being hopeful because I would prefer the Islanders to go through. There you go. Leafs fans, don't hurt me. I would prefer them to go through.
I suppose you don't want to see a repeat champion because we've already had one in Pittsburgh.
So boring. Yeah, but also, I'm going to cry laughing. People are going to cry, and then hate the Leafs and bully everyone. But I'm going to laugh cry because the Islanders and Canadiens final would be so funny for Leafs fans.
To be fair, I would be permanently in the podcast Twitter account just to watch that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. There you go. I said my piece.
Molly, you hate both, but who are you predicting?
I don't hate Lightning. I actually do like Lightning as a team. Like they're a team that I always look at to pick up in fantasy because they've got fantastic players. So you want the good players. So I have nothing against the Lightning. I think they're cool. There we go. I do not like the Islanders.
So objectively, who do you think's winning the series, though?
Islanders have been playing phenomenally well this whole season and in the playoffs, and I hate to say it, but they haven't played Kucherov this whole season, and he's back. He's playing amazingly, and I feel that it's going to be a longer slog of a series. I think Lightning will get it in 7.
Okay. I like to hear it. Well, as some of you may know, if you heard the Who Are We podcast, I think that was the second one we did. I am a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan for the NFL. I know I'm a confused geographic fan when it comes to my fandom. I find it hard to go against a Tampa Bay side, especially as the area is going through a renaissance in terms of sporting prowess. And But I have been enjoying watching New York so much during this playoffs. I think they've been really good fun to just watch play hockey, if you know what I mean. Just like if I had to just randomly choose a playoff series with them, that's one I would choose. Like when it was Toronto, Montreal, I was really tempted to just watch the New York Boston series instead. Like that's one that actually grabs my attention first, just because I think, they've been the most interesting consistently. However, I'm still, again, sticking with my predictions I made last week because I'm a true person. Stick to my guns. And I've got Tampa Bay in 6 because I think they're just too loaded at this point.
Nice. No, you two are probably correct.
Like I want to be like you, Channelle. I want to pick New York, but I especially still 2-1 up Tampa Bay as time of recording. Yeah, I think New York can get one more. I think they can easily get one more game. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised going to 7. I'll be honest, but I've got Tampa Bay in 6.
Yeah, I was. I think can I just change my prediction to 7? Islanders in 7, please.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Also, before we come off this topic at all, I'm not leaving this podcast until I say my truth, which is I am a hockey fan. I am a hockey fan, and I don't care about all the Leafs fans hating on me for saying what I need to say, and that is I don't hate the Canadiens. I don't hate the Islanders, by the way. It made it sound like I did, but I'm just, I don't like the fans. And as for the Lightning, I enjoy them. I just think they're boringly good, if that makes sense.
They're always good. Oh my God, just lose already.
We may have fun on this podcast, but everyone's welcome, except maybe Vegas fans. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that.
Hey, I accept you, Vegas fans.
We'll see.
Except for that one time where Fleury really stole a goal. So, yeah, that was But yes, all fans, guys, all fans are welcome. Even if we trash, go ahead and comment in the comment section. You guys, here's, whatever.
Mate,
just don't be mean about it.
It's what sports is about.
Hate talk towards us because we need that interaction anyway. So you're helping us grow. So it's all good.
Yes.
Please comment that, like, we smell or something, because I think that'd be funny.
Yeah. Comment down below what deodorant we should use. There you go. Anyway, hockey podcast. Anything else you guys want to say about the series, both of them, either of them so far? Or shall we go on to our final topic of the day?
Well, I just have one thing to say.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
About the Golden Knights PR team.
Yes.
I have a theory, okay? I have a theory that the Golden Knights Twitter account is run by 2 Gen Z people.
Oh, both of them are born post 2003. 100%.
That's for sure. And it's 2. The reason why I say 2, because there's some posts that will be all lowercase and some posts that will actually be grammatically correct. But they all have the same kind of attitude behind it.
I relate to the all lowercase ones. I did that for a while on my one. But there just seems to be... I can't get on board with it. I love the snarky Twitter account. Don't get me wrong. But it's the consistency of it. It something feels off.
It feels off. It feels too casual and not in a good way, because I feel like their freedom could lead to possible biases and like upsets. Who knows? Like I could see problems.
Perfect example of a well-run hockey Twitter account that's smarky but also still a hockey team account is Carolina.
Yep.
I think that's the best one.
And people disagree with us, by the way. I found out that last week.
Who do they think?
On our podcast, I got a couple of, there was some people messaging me about our podcast. They loved it. Thanks, guys. But they had a couple of things to say. And one of it was that they disagree with us on our Carolina public relations thing. I just think you're better.
Yeah, and if you got those points, please comment on the thing, because DMs don't grow the podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're doing great. They're fun. They're cute. They're not too insulting, please. They're just the right amount of insulting.
They also know their hockey in Carolina.
Yeah.
Like, they don't try to be a original 6. Like, no. I respect that.
Yeah, they're good. Like, I root them.
What not to like?
I think Leaf fans are just jealous because Toronto, again, my theory behind the Toronto Twitter account is that there are so many Leafs fans that they're forced to be non-biased in all of their tweets. Just if they have personality, people could, get upset very easily with the media and everything. So plain and boring it is.
Let people have personalities, God damn it.
Please.
Molly, you mentioned the Vegas Twitter account earlier. Do you have anything to add?
It's run by a child.
Good input. All right.
It was a child all along.
In a trench coat? In a shiny golden trench coat.
2 children in a shiny golden trench coat runs the Vegas account.
Yes.
Only distinctly during the hockey games, though, because everything else is really official, kind of like sharing the info. But then during games, it's kind of like, we're the really cool live tweeters. And
That is true.
It's no, stop it.
It's like Vincent Adult Man
You're not
in
cool.
BoJack Horseman. That's
Yeah.
who's running the Twitter account.
Absolutely. Anywho, we're moving on.
Moving swiftly on from that reference, recently the news is that the adverts we've been seeing during the COVID era hockey league, words are being said right now. Everyone's been seeing increase in adverts on helmets, and especially on the ice, I've noticed more than anything else. But the NHL have recently said that they're going to allow the adverts placed on players' helmets to carry on post the COVID era. However, there is a sneaking suspicion that they're going to allow, I'm going to imagine NBA-style jersey advertisements that look sort of small patch on the like right sleeve or something. And I saw this and I was a bit scared because as all listeners know, me and Molly live in Europe and the Euro leagues are just horrendous when it comes to advertisements everywhere people can get. If you want an example, just look up any elite league in Britain, like just team, and look at their jerseys. It's atrocious. But people are a bit scared. Well, yeah, I was referencing hockey, but yeah, then you get the soccer teams, football teams where the advert is way bigger than even the logo of any team. So I was just wondering, do you guys think this will happen in the NHL or something similar, or what do you guys think is going to go on? What's going to happen? Let me know. Tell me now.
I'll let Channelle go first because I'm a bitter old witch when it comes to this.
Yeah, see, I have my own thoughts on advertisement. I was a public relations student, and it was a lot of my studies were based off of advertisements, and I have my own idea on it now. And I don't know what's to happen to say. I mean, I have no idea what they're planning on doing. I think they just want to keep them to stay, right? That's what it was.
Yeah.
They're going to sell ads on jerseys.
They haven't said
Maybe
they're going to sell. It's only on helmets for now, but there's the fear that they're going to go, I think,
on
the
jerseys.
NBA style with the small patch on the jersey.
Yeah, I don't care how small it is. To me, I'm not the biggest fan, is what I was trying to say. I'm not a fan of any sort of weird thing on a jersey that's not just about the team or the person. I think there's advertisement on everything and anything, and it's annoying. Honestly, just let us enjoy something mindlessly. I don't care about your ads. Sorry, I just don't. There's my.
I can get on board with that.
So
that's what I say. Down with the capitalism.
As a communist at heart, as all my friends call me, I'm not.
Americans don't hate us, please.
But I do live in a socialist society. Ergo, I'm going to rear my ugly socialist head and, say my opinion. I feel North America in general, just coming as a European here, you have a lot of adverts anyway. So TV time is basically just adverts. Even in short breaks in hockey games, you get adverts crammed in, not just in period breaks. So if you're watching on TV, if you're listening to on the radio, like you are bombarded with advertisements anyway. And when you're at the stadium, there's advertisements around the arena. There's constant things being like this thing, which is sponsored by, I don't know, Subaru. I want a new car. So please sponsor me. Thank you. So if you have it on the helmets, it's small, you won't see it. But will that get bigger? Because normally before, on the helmets, they had things like the charities they support. Say like they have their cancer awareness evening where they wear like their purple jerseys and they have a sticker on their helmet. I agree with that more as advertising and advocating for a charity rather than these big brands who don't need that commercial space, because it's no longer going to be like the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's going to be like the Toyota Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, their stadiums, like the leagues are now sponsored. Was it the Honda West division? It's no longer
Yeah.
the West Division. That's being sponsored. Like, there's no need for it. And it's just going to make the game more convoluted. You're going to be like, are we talking about hockey? Are we talking about products now? Because you don't need these products. Why are you trying to force it down our throats? That's just the socialism talking. But yeah, I want to see the team as a team rather than a product.
Yes. No, that was
Mhm.
perfectly put. Thank you for saying it the way you did, because I absolutely agree. You put it into words.
So
Thanks. Please come at me and unfollow me. Thank you. And I do WHOS, by the way. Thank you.
So I agree with everything Molly just said. So what I'm about to say is literally just business thinking, other side. I'm not necessarily agreeing with the principle of it. But we're dealing with the National Hockey League, which is by far the fourth most popular major sport in North America, right? That's undeniable. Am I wrong?
You said it's
I don't know
undeniable,
stats.
so I can't
Well,
deny it.
I just
I cannot
needed
deny.
confirmation. I just needed confirmation.
sure.
Yes,
I'm
you're,
eating chips.
you're right. You're
So-
right. Yes.
They're already struggling in terms of viewership. Sports viewership throughout the pandemic has gone down dramatically. It's been like a notable figure. Like, oh, everyone's at home. Everyone should be watching TV, sport, whatever. But less and less people are tuning in now. So
Because it's expensive.
exactly, and especially as a European, trying to like find where the NHL have sold their TV rights to and all that kind of stuff. They're a mess in terms of getting viewership in. So you're going to need stuff like helmet advertisers to get money in for teams that aren't making as much as the NBA or the NFL. Obviously, they're like the most profitable leagues in the country, or North America continent, should I say. So although it's a bad thing, they might need that money. I'm going to reference esports for a second. A team called TSM, or Team Solo Mid, have just sold naming rights to an FTX, which is a cryptocurrency company in China, worth $210 million over 10 years. So that's roughly $20 million a year to be called TSM FTX, which is great because no one's going to refer to them as TSM FTX. They're just going to be called TSM by everyone for 10 years, no matter what deal they sign. So is it really a bad thing if they sell advertiser places or anything? Because people could just ignore it. People can just accept it as sort of the growing commercialization of sports, all that kind of thing. Get with European model is what people are going to be saying. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And on a personal level, this is not saying the other side of the coin. This is what I actually think. I don't mind the increased sponsorships on the ice. I don't mind seeing that because it's unobtrusive for me. I'm not going to look at the ice and go say, oh, I want a Mars bar now, if I'm saying that because Guildford's had Mars on the ice for years, which may say it works because I remember it, but it was just notable because who would sponsor the Guildford Flames? But what do you guys think of that? Like, are we just in a league that needs that commercialization to survive in the longer term?
So it's funny. It's funny that you said that, because I was actually going to say that in so many words that although I don't necessarily think it's necessary, and I kind of get angry when I see so many advertisements on absolutely everything. I just want to breathe and enjoy my life.
Yeah.
But just like you said, I'm not bothered by these ads if I'm not paying it. Like, I don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
So if they're on the ice, if they're on the helmets, eventually I'm not going to even notice them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I do think that the NHL is working towards hopefully trying to expand, trying to get out there into the world. Just like basketball is so very prominent in football. So it's like a top sport, you know, NHL wants to get to that level.
They just need to get back to the 90s where they were like popular streetwear. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
like, it was all the rage. Like when Nike were making hockey gear, and then suddenly you were seeing like the NHL teams, like LA, especially Detroit, even, as like people were just wearing flyers, skate parks, all the hoodies, t-shirts, baseball caps, all that kind of stuff. That was the popular thing. They just need to get back to that. They won't need then to be so desperate because people will be interested in the product.
That's
It
what I was
goes
just about
back
to say.
to the accessibility of the sport as well, because we were talking too before about the accessibility of the NHL in terms of like playing ice hockey, in terms of watching ice hockey. It's a very closed rank sport. Like, the fans are more diehard than, say, like football fans.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have that kind of like intensity around the sport, but Also, you need to have an inclusive fan base, like no gatekeeping.
Yes.
Because I know Channelle and what's your name? Channelle, not Chanu. Chanu and I. Chanu.
That's my nickname for Molly.
We find it very difficult to access like the deeper levels of hockey fandom because they're like, oh, are you really a hockey fan or are you just one of these hockey girls? And for us to be taken seriously, we have to be a hockey girl because then people look at us not as, you know, weirdos and being like, oh, they're just like the hot hockey girls or whatever. And it's kind of degrading in some ways where we want to just talk about the sport and stuff, but we have to do it in a way where people have to like be like, oh, she's a cute girl who knows hockey. Oh, you know, it's difficult.
Yeah, I can't obviously relate to that aspect of it, but I do think hockey is the most difficult sport to get into as a like outsider, first time watching kind of person. Because if you, especially online, I feel if you just say, oh, what's going on? Like people just say, oh, who's this guy? He's encroaching on our thing. Get out, get out, get out. So like it doesn't feel like traditional fans want to let other people into this cool indie thing we know. And if people don't change that sort of outlook on it, it's going to be very hard to get a wider mainstream appeal, which then reduces the possibility of all these commercialization options that people say they don't want. Yeah.
I'll make hockey more accessible.
Yes.
And then you don't need to advertise because you've got more people coming in. You can make tickets cheaper, which will make it even more accessible and it will go bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that's what it boils it down to. If you don't like advertisements, let's try and make it more accessible, all of us, all together.
But it's also, fandoms, but also the NHL in general. You know, like I think you guys are aware. I think I talked about it in different podcasts. But, you know, the NHL is trying to branch out into different things. Like they want to get into betting. But how can you bet when your refs are doing all these things? And like they're getting into a lot of hot water. No one wants to trust the NHL.
I think it's a common phrase, isn't it? Best sport, worst league. The actual organisation is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like
So
the Premier League
crazy.
is awful, but they do a better job. Like they know how to commercialize it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I did not expect to go off on this, but there you go.
Oh, I was ready. I wanted to talk about this.
You did. Me either. But you know what? I think we made it through.
So we railed against the capitalist system, and I want to say before we finish here, I do agree with Molly and Channelle. I don't like everything. I just thought I'd bring up why they may be doing it and the other side. Yeah. So I don't like it. Please don't put an advert on a jersey. I do not want to buy one of those.
Can I just do a disclaimer?
Mm-hmm.
That I do work in marketing and advertisements as well as doing politics. So just saying that, don't come at me. We kind of have, as a whole, we have background knowledge on this podcast about this subject.
Actually, yes, even me.
We work in marketing.
I didn't even know this before I brought it up. This is great.
Oh my days.
This is funny, actually. Thanks, Molly, for the.
I just want us to say that we do work in this field, and we are outstanding, like a farmer in this field. So we know.
All right. Before we close out, any other comments you guys want to get in, or are we good here?
We love the hockey. We love hockey. We want to make more hockey friends.
Please be our friends.
If you do have any opinions, guys, about anything to do with the NHL or Women's Hockey League or anything hockey related, let us know. We just want to have a discussion about it. We're not all about like which team's doing what, you know, what Ryan Reeves is doing and things like that. We didn't say his name today.
Why did you bring it up?
I'm sorry. I'm just going to get in my coffin now before Jeremy kills me.
And if we say anything that offends you because, you know, we don't like your team in particular, you can still comment. We're very open. We're not actually
we don't
despise people for real.
Oh no, we don't.
We said it in the last podcast, we're a hockey podcast done by fans. Of course, we're going to say stuff like that in jest and fun. We love as we said today, we love hockey. We're hockey fans first. Let's have a chat. Let's have banter and all that stuff. Nothing's personal.
You're friends.
Hey friends.
Forever.
We're friends.
Forever friends.
All right. So I think that's it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
that's good
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, especially 52-minute-ish in before editing.
Oof.
So yeah, thanks for sticking with us. Any last thoughts? Anything you want to advertise, share, guys?
Yeah, just follow me on Twitter. Although I haven't been active lately, I'll be active again. I just have to get out of my slump. It's at Channelle LV.
Molly?
I'm on Twitter as well. I'm actually posting more horsey stuff because it's to do with my job. So if you like horses and show jumping and cute pictures of foals, as well as hockey, of course, we're horse by the day, the horse in a trench coat in the day, but we're hockey by night. That's me at it's just _ Molly.
Yeah, go follow Vincent Adultman over there. Yeah, Molly's the actual one behind the Vegas Twitter account. Confirmed. All right. You can follow me
12-year-old.
You can follow me at Jaywalker Media on the Twitter. Do it. I don't do much, but I'm good fun. I swear.
Do it.
2 final things as well. You can follow this podcast on Twitter at This Hockey Pod. Do it. That's where Jeremy, post mainly, and it's just a shit post account. Let's be real, but it's good fun. We have polls that influence what we discuss on here. You can ask topics. You can do all that stuff. Just engage with us. We want, as we've said throughout this podcast, we want to have a chat. And I haven't talked to Molly or Channelle about this beforehand, but it's going in recording. It's being imprinted right now. Can't go back on it. If we get to 500 followers on Twitter and 500 subscribers on YouTube, I will open a Discord channel just for this podcast. So we can all have that community and have a chat and have a bit more of a connection and all that stuff. So if that's something you'll be interested in or want to join, share this podcast, guys. That's how we grow. And yeah, let's start something here. I think we've got something. Let's all go on the journey together. What do you guys think? That sound fun?
Like that. Also, if we get 200 subscribers, we're going to release t-shirts.
There we go. There we go. 200 subscribers, t-shirts, 500 on both Twitter and YouTube. We'll open the Discord channel. All right.
Nice.
After all that, we will love you and leave you until next week. This has been This Is Hockey Podcast. Hope you have a good end of the weekend and a good
Listening to a hockey podcast where we talk about ice hockey and stuff. Yeah. Woo.